Hello everyone. Today, I'll be showing you how to cheese mastery and max out your mastery in probably about 5 minutes or so. But first, what is mastery? Well, as you can see here, I haven't unlocked it yet because on this save, I only have level 1 of each skill. So let's change that. Okay, so now it says you've got some ideas to sleep on. That's because I've achieved level 10 of farming. So if we go to sleep, let's have a squiz of what this actually means. So we've slept on our ideas and we have nothing. But why is that? It's because we have to go and claim our mastery perk. Because if we go all the way down here, there's actually this new area and it says only a master of the 5 ways may enter, which means we've maxed out one of our skills, we have to do the other 5. All right, I now have all my skills and you sense that a new way is open. So this has happened now that I have all my skills, and cheating in all these skills actually took a couple minutes of just doing the same thing over and over again. So, you know, it's a hard life for us cheaters out there. But now if we go to that door, it will let us in because we have all 5 skills. Now, I'm not going to go fully over this because there's definitely some spoilers in here. But if we click this thing, it says the final path, and I'm 0 out of 10,000 of the way there. Now, what the hell does this mean? Well, once you've completed the skills, you now have this mastery thing. Now, in 1.6, books were also added, and there's 2 types of books. There's books that once you read them, you forever gain a permanent ability. For example, bombs dealing 25% less damage to you. You can access Marnie's shop when she's not around, etc. But there are other books, like the Woodcutter's Weekly, for example, that you can read more than once, and each time they do, they give you some mastery points. This one gives 250 per thing. Now, if you divide 10,000 by 250, apparently you'd only have to read 40 books. However, this is 10,000 for the first level. There's 5 levels of mastery. So when I did this on my actual save, it took me about 300 or so books, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The type of books you can use for this method that I'm about to explain: the Woodcutter's Weekly, Bait and Bobber, Mining Monthly, Combat Quarterly, and the Stardew Valley's Almanac. And they all give you a certain skill when you read them. So this one gives you foraging, fishing, mining, combat, and farming. Now there's also this special one called Book of Stars that gives you experience in all of them at once when you read it. And as you can see, holy shit, I just went from 250 in one book to what, 1,375. So I went 1,125 in one book. So if you can find these help massively. But again, for this specific method I'm gonna try, I don't think you're allowed to use these. I don't think they spawn. Now anyway, what is this method? Well, it's of course buying these books and reading them. Duh, pretty simple. However, the bookseller, who usually sells you the books, he sells a couple of these types of books each time, but he only allows you to buy 1 book at a time because that makes sense and it stops you from cheesing the game and achieving this whole thing in like 5 minutes. However, he's not the only one that sells them because there's this fella called the Traveling Merchant, and the Traveling Merchant appears in a cart every so often right here. Okay, he's actually here today. I was gonna say he usually spawns here. No, he's actually here today. Now he has a random selection of items every time you come, and using a little tool to snoop through my game file, I looked to see if he sold any of these because apparently he has a 5% chance to sell one of these. But I looked through 10 years of data and I couldn't find a single instance of him selling these. So apparently you can buy them from here, and if you can, that's cool, but not really because see, these are also limited by 1. So this Traveling Merchant is out of the question. However, there is one more opportunity to encounter the traveling cart / traveling merchant at the Desert Festival, which is where I first found it, because on the day that Stardew Valley 1.6 came out, I streamed for about 3 hours, and by the 2.5-hour mark, I'd already figured out how to abuse this mechanic. So in spring, the Desert Festival goes for 3 days, from the 15th to the 17th. Now to go there, you have to have completed the Vault bundle in the community center, as that fixes up this bus right here and it allows you to go to the desert. Now, even if you manage to cheat your way into the desert, if you haven't completed this bundle, this event will be grayed out on the calendar and it just won't spawn. So yeah, now that we know what the Desert Festival is, let's go and have a look. All right, so this is the Desert Festival. It looks pretty cool. There's lots of different things to do here. I should probably make a guide or showcase video of it at some point because there's a lot of content here. But the thing we're interested in is not the Calico Egg Merchant or the Desert Trader, but instead we want the Traveling Merchant, the Traveling Cart. Because when the Traveling Cart is here, instead of in the normal spot, it has a different set of stuff and chances to sell things. Now it opens at 12, so we're gonna make it 12 and have a chat. Now, as you can see, if I scroll down, there is no books in sight. And that's because it's only a 5% chance for them to sell the book, apparently. Don't worry though, because remember what I said before? The Desert Festival has 3 days per year. So on the 16th, still nothing. But what if we go to the 17th? And would you look at that? Bait and Bobber, 6,000 gold a piece. But see, you see this? It doesn't have this little 1 next to it, so you can buy as many as you want. So I'm just going to trash all of these real quick because we don't need them right now, because I'll show you buying it from the thing. And because Stardew Valley has normal stacks now, you can just hold right click. Apparently you can click a certain hotkeys and stuff like hold. Oh, okay. I need to, shit, I ran out of money. I'm not used to running out of money. On my actual save, I have like 20 million gold or some shit. Okay, we have some more money. So now I can buy some. Now I bought a whole 999 stack of woodcutter weekly on when I did this, but you only need about like 200 or 300 or so. So let's just buy 317. That sounds good. Now pay attention. We're on 2,500 mastery. If we click one, 2,750. Now the best part is you can actually hold down your right click mouse button and it will just auto do it for you. Now if you're on Switch, you can probably hold one of the buttons, whatever the read button is. And if you're on mobile, you can probably just hold the screen. Now this is a bit of a pain in the ass because it does go up pretty slowly. Like look, we're almost up to level 1. We're at level 0. We're not even level 1 yet. But remember there's 5 levels and each level you progress, you need more and more XP. And just like that, we are now at level 1 mastery. Now to get to level 5, I am going to use these Book of Stars that I've cheated in just so I can show you what it's like when you have the mastery, because these give me so much more XP so much quicker. But again, these little books, these Bait and Bobber, the Woodcutter Weekly, the Combat one, the Stardew Valley Almanac, and the Fishing one, they will work. They just give you like less XP and you need to buy more of them, but they will work. And again, I would recommend buying about 200, like high 200s to 300s. From complete zero, maybe it's close to like 350 or something, but I don't know. The number of 270 seems to be in my mind, but I was already at level 1 when I did it on my save. Also, as I said before, it's only, I think, a 5% chance for these one of the 5 books to spawn in the traveling cart. So even though you get 3 tries per spring, because the festival goes for 3 days, sometimes there's no books, which is why in this save file, I'm on year 2. It took to the 3rd year of year 2, so it took 6 tries to find one with a book. But once you find one with a book, you win. You win the game. So yeah, to choose money, just like real life, you have to have enough money. However, since mastery is a thing that happens after you've already got level 10 on all of your skills, you should be far enough in the game where you have enough money or can make enough money anyway to do this tactic if you want to. Now, if you're playing from scratch anyway, you might not need to do this because mastery mechanic might actually be well balanced if you're playing the game normally. The only problem is that I played all of my save file in 1.3, 1.4, and 1.5. So when I came back in 1.6 to 100% it for a video, I had like no experience on this new mechanic because it doesn't transfer from old save. And because I was just doing a video and I'd already spent so long on doing other parts of the video, I just did this cheese mechanic to make it work. But yeah, now we have level 5 mastery and that is achieved. But what do you actually get from level 5 mastery? Now, again, I didn't want to like spoil much, but if I am to be vague, once you've completed one of these mastery things, you can claim rewards, and you can do that for all of them. They will have different rewards, and once you've claimed them, they will appear in your wallet as these big stars, and they give you certain passive like abilities and stuff, and they also give you crafting recipes for certain items. So they're overall pretty useful. Anyway, if you want to watch me 100% my whole save file, watch this video. If you want to know more about books, then watch this video. And if you want to know more about mastery, then tell me down below to make a mastery guide.